adults be seated and all of the Blast kids make their way to the front. A word of introduction. To celebrate St. Mark's 100th birthday, we challenged our kids and their families to leave their mark. That is, over the course of this anniversary year, to perform many acts of radical kindness. Notice that that spells marks. Many acts of radical kindness. Now, our in-house artist, Jenny Schmidt, has developed a logo for the Leave Your Mark campaign, and it depicts a handprint with the heart shape etched out of the palm. I like to call it a heart print. And each time a child does an act of kindness, they have a chance to put a heart print up in our parish hall wall, and you'll see them today. Our vision is that by the end of the anniversary year, our walls will be covered with heart prints, or marks of love. Stephen Bergen has written a Leave Your Mark theme song. You'll be hearing this song many times over the next year, but today we'd like to introduce it to you. The words are printed in your worship guide, and you can join us on the chorus.
With you today, Diane. So if you move back just a little bit, and she's going to come down and
everybody can hear me.
Come on,
In
right
hearing
down.
the passing of Eleanor Bricker, I just, while we're getting settled, want to say I've just in the last couple of years got to know Evelyn, and she was our longest, oldest member. And with her passing on Friday, that changes. So I kind of dedicate this to the memory of my friend Evelyn. So the Genesis creation story tells us in the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was a formless void, and darkness covered the earth. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God said it was good. Now, from the same story, we read in Genesis that God created on the fourth day the sun, the moon, and the stars. Yet light was created on day one. On day one, a very special, one-of-a-kind light was created. God began and revealed light and life in our world in a very special way. On our own Christmas celebrations remind us God is always with us. Our Christmas trees are full of lights. And now we're in the Epiphany season when we are reminded of the wise men who followed the light of the star to find Jesus. Next Sunday is Transfiguration Sunday. Transfiguration is an event that describes Jesus, whose body and clothes became whiter than snow. In the middle of our sanctuary hangs the light, symbolizing that God is here. I wonder if we came in the church on a Tuesday afternoon, would we find that light turned on? Yes or no? Yes, some yeses, some nos. Well, what if we came in the middle of a Friday night, like 3 in the morning, when we were all supposed to be sleeping in bed when it's dark outside? If we came in here, would that light be on? Some yeses, some nos. This light reminds us that God is always with us. So this light is always on. The candles on the altar we light at the beginning of every worship service is another reminder that God is always with us here. Now at the font, in Holy Baptism, God turns on his light in us, just like he turned on the light on day one in the Genesis creation story. Maybe now when you look at the baptismal font, you'll think of it as being one big light switch. God turns his light on us. He sees us all the time because our light is always on. On February 2nd, 1913, 100 years ago, was day one, when 87 people created this new faith family, then known as First English Lutheran Church. Since February 5th, 1939, we became known as St. Mark's, a new beginning for this congregation when the doors of this building opened for the first time for its dedication. Raise your hands if you were baptized at this font. Keep them up. What about confirmed? What about children who were baptized and confirmed? I think that covers almost everybody in this room. Lots of God's special lights have been turned on right here. And imagine how many lights have been turned on over 100 years of baptism at this font. After each child is baptized, a candle is lit from the Paschal candle and is given to the newly baptized. The congregation then extends a welcome to the newly baptized by saying Matthew 5:16. This verse is written on the lit candle in our new narthex window, and it was also a portion of the gospel lesson that was read today. I asked the congregation to please take out their bulletin cover and look at the candle, and don't say anything, but hang on to it because we're going to recite it in a minute. Each child, I think this is now your cue, Bruce and Pastor Nancy, is being given a candle. So I'm going to ask all of you to stand up, and Pastor Nancy and Bruce is going to give you each a candle. And on the bottom of each candle is a light switch, but we're not going to turn it on right now. Get up on the steps, and when I give you a signal, we're going to turn it on. And the congregation, I'm going to ask you to recite the verse that is on our candle. And once we recite that verse, I'm going to give the signal to the children to turn on their lights and hold them up high. And then all together we can say, Happy 100th birthday, St. Mark's. So is everybody following me? Out here, okay, now. Okay, everybody hold their candles. You see underneath the candle, there's a little black switch underneath it. See at the bottom? Don't shake it, don't shake it. See at the bottom, there's a switch. Okay, don't turn them on yet. We're going to have the congregation say a verse, and then we're going to ask you all to turn on your candles and hold them up high and say, happy birthday, 100th birthday, St. Mark's. Okay, you think we can do that? Okay. Unrehearsed. Everybody ready? So let your light turn them on. Hold them up high. And now what are we all going to say? Happy 100th St. Mark's. Okay, kids, turn your lights off. They're yours to keep. Go back to your seats, please. Thank you. Just put the rest up there in the first one.
Nancy?
The kids can go downstairs to the nursery for a little while for a craft if you would like. You know, there's Laura and Megan are going out the back door right now.